Hey guys, it's Angie. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the Grab Bag series, a series in which I take your requests and do a makeup based on them. So today's look comes from Alphonse Mucha and was requested by Alexelu. And I was so excited to see Mucha because he's one of my favorite painters. I think Art Nouveau in general is such a beautiful time period in art, so I was really excited to do this, and I was inspired by his flowers in particular. So I'm feeling a little spring queenish, which I'm living for. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and let's get started. For this makeup, I wanted to combine a beauty look as well as a little bit of face painting, so I started off by applying my favorite foundation of the moment, which is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation. And I really like to use a damp beauty blender to blend this down into my skin. Next, I applied a bit of concealer, and I'm using the NARS Creamy Concealer in Chantilly. I want a super flawless, super painted lady type complexion for this one. To lock in that foundation and concealer, I'm going to be applying a layer of powder, and I like to do this with a powder puff. I feel like this works a little better than baking because you're actually pressing the powder down into your products, which in turn is going to help them from running or creasing. The Mucha painting that I was inspired by has a lot of warm peaches and browns, so I wanted to translate that into the eyeshadow. From the Sugarpill Edward Scissorhands palette, I swept heart-shaped cookie onto my eyelid and blended upwards. Then I applied Surburbia to the outer corner and blended inwards. To define the crease a bit, I applied a taupe from the Lorac Pro palette and made sure to blend all those colors together. With Suburbia again, I applied a light wash underneath the eyebrow. Then I also applied that color underneath the eye. With a black liquid liner, I went ahead and applied a thin line to the eyelid, and then curled my lashes and applied a black mascara. I wanted a fuller, more natural brow for this look, so I'm going to be using the eyebrow pencils from NYX, which I love. This one is in brunette, and I'm just filling in any of the bald patches in my eyebrows and then extending the tail a little bit further than I normally would. Kind of gives it more of an Art Deco look. Sticking with that peachy theme, I'm using a peach toned blush and applying a healthy amount to my cheeks. Mucha's ladies have kind of a flush to their face, so I'm just going to recreate that using this peach blush. And I like to apply that blush in upwards and downwards motions. It helps to diffuse the blush quite nicely. And I also used a little bit of that blush to kind of contour my nose a bit. The lip shape for this one is pretty great. I pulled it right from the painting, and I just applied NYX's Snow White lipstick using a lip liner brush. And I took my time applying the lipstick because I wanted it to be pretty accurate to the painting. I did use a Q-tip to remove some of the lipstick from the centers of my lips to give it a natural highlight. Then I applied a brown matte eyeshadow into the corners of my lips. Kind of contours the lips a bit. To create a really crisp line around the lips, I added a concealer and just lightly blended that out. You want to make sure that that's not noticeable though, so make sure you blend that concealer out. And to finish off the wearable portion of this tutorial, I'm going to add a nice highlight to the skin using Opal from Becca. I'm just going to lightly dust that onto the top of the cheekbones and the top of the nose, as well as to the brow bone. If you've made it this far into the tutorial, congratulations, you're now seeing White Stallion, which I have nicknamed my eyeliner White Stallion, so yeah, just that. Hashtag White Stallion in the comments if you've got this far. Anyway, I'm going to be tracing out the flowers onto my chest and neck area. And don't worry about getting too technical with this, you can just roughly sketch in the flowers and then further refine it with the face paints. And yes, I have on clothes, don't worry. I'm wearing a tank top. And to continue flowerification, if that's a word, I'm going to be using various shades of peach to fill in my flowers. I created the different shades of peach using a red, white, and orange face paint, and I just mixed them in the pan to achieve the color that I wanted. Once the majority of the flowers were filled in, I went in with a darker shade of peach and started to create a little bit more depth around the flowers. You can really play around with flowers. This was my first time doing like a huge flower painting. So, you know, I just had a lot of fun and went with the flow of things. Kind of what you do in painting. And what's a flower without some stems and leaves? So I went ahead and added those using a pale green face paint. And I keep saying face paint even though I'm painting on my body, but you guys know what I mean, right? Next, this is probably my favorite thing because I love tedious things, and that's to outline each flower. And I'm using Madeulook's fantastic eyeliner. Like, I love this thing so much, I forgot almost how much I love it, but it's great for detailing out stuff like this. Using an eyeliner, I'm just going to outline each individual petal and create some like details within the flower, almost like it's a drawing, kind of a sketch, illustrative in a way, much like Mucha. Mucha does like to outline things a little thicker on some areas than others, so I went in with a black face paint and created a darker and thicker outline around the edges of my flowers. My concentration phase kills me. Like every time I'm doing a tutorial or editing, just to see that look on my face when I'm like super into it and super digging all the details, it just makes me laugh. I hope it makes you guys laugh too. And finally, we have the probably worst hair tutorial of YouTube, and that's just me taking my hair down, brushing out the curls, and then pinning it back up, and adding these little flowers that I painted onto some sketchbook paper. I actually really liked how the hair came out, and I would wear this every day if I didn't want to heat damage my hair. But yeah, that's the hair in a nutshell.
I'm burning alive. I can barely breathe. Fiery gasoline, fiery gasoline. I'm burning alive. I feel like seals in my brain. You don't see me through the door. You got an elastic heart. And that's gonna wrap up this Mucha inspired makeup tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Lexelu, for your request. It's awesome. And remember, if you want to leave any requests below, just go ahead. I have to say, I love that you guys have all been requesting a lot of art inspired tutorials. The past 3 in this whole grab bag series have been fine artists, which makes my heart happy because it means you guys appreciate art just like I do. So I'm gonna give you guys a big imaginary hug, because I love you guys. And yeah, that's gonna wrap this video. Make sure you subscribe and like and do all that fun YouTube business, and I'll see you in my next tutorial. Take care, guys. Bye.